Greetings, fellow Gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about The Old Ways, which is a Netflix original horror film about a reporter from Los Angeles who comes back to her hometown in Mexico to report and to investigate demonic possessions, only for the local bruja, the local witch, to conclude that she is in fact possessed. And so the movie is about her trying to survive the exorcism attempt, as it were. So this is a movie that kind of like exists both in like the folk horror genre and the exorcist genre, but it's kind of the folk horror elements that separates it from the normal exorcist formula and kind of gives it its own identity. Because this is not an exorcist movie in the sense that it's like, oh, you get the Catholic priest who shows up and like, the power of Christ compels you. No. This is old magic shit.
Yeah. This is not like, you got the demon, time to kill the chick.
Exactly. You know? This is the old ways. This is ancient fucking exorcism shit. And I actually...
WitchDoctor.com.
And honestly, that's the thing that really makes this movie stand out in the genre of exorcism movies. It's got its problems, especially in the beginning of the movie. I didn't think the lead actress was that great. I think she kind of gets better as the movie goes on.
Yeah. She gets better as the movie goes on, but like, I was kind of expecting a little bit better.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, there's definitely a point at which you're like, oh, we've reached the limits
of her ability. Yeah, like I definitely had that vibe from her. Like I felt like, especially early on, like she wasn't as super believable to me. But as the movie went on, I thought she got better. Most of the actors around her were better, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
I do think that this movie has some really great twist. Now, I don't know if twists are the right word, but like the direction the movie goes was not a direction I was expecting.
Correct.
You know, like where she ends up, not where I thought she was going to end up by the end of the story.
Yeah. You're sort of like, oh, okay, because the majority of the movie, you're just like, is she going to live through this?
Exactly. Like, is she going to live through this? Is it going to turn out that she was actually possessed? Is there even a possession going on?
Yeah, is there even a thing?
One thing I do like about this movie is that because it isn't dealing with the normal, like, Christian mythology and stuff, that meant they could do more interesting and weird shit with the possession, like the snake hallucinations and things like that, and like the things crawling in her stomach and stuff like that. Like it wasn't done in the way you normally see in these kind of movies.
No, and it had a good like monster at the end.
It did. That's the thing. At the end of this movie, like in a lot of exorcism movies, you don't get to see the demon because the demon is like, it doesn't have a physical form or whatever.
Right.
In this movie, you do towards the end, and you get a really good look at it.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of makes the whole movie worth it to get to that point, right?
Yeah. It's a really cool creature.
You know, any problem you might have with the movie leading up to that point, you get to there and you're like, oh man, that's a monster.
Yeah, there are some parts of the plot that are a little contrived.
I would actually agree with that.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that's a little contrived, and it also suffers from there's a lot that's told without being shown.
Yeah.
Because so much of this movie fixates on the main character's backstory, and we don't get to see most of that. It's just kind of told to us.
Yeah.
And there are parts where you kind of wish they had showed it to us, especially since at the beginning of the movie they show us one scene. Yeah. And then like later on they have like one scene with her and her boss before she got there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted some more scenes like that throughout.
Yeah. It seemed like there were definitely scenes where like people are talking about something that's not going on. Yeah. And that always bugs me.
Like it wasn't the worst offender of that, but it definitely there were moments where I noticed it.
Yeah, you know? Like if I forget which showrunner said this, but I was thinking about it while watching the movie, which is when you got two characters talking about a third character that isn't in the scene's shit.
Which happens a lot in this movie because they're constantly talking about like the mom. Who we only get to see in the opening scene, and that's
and in a horror movie, two people will talk about a legend or something, but the trick with that is to get someone with a really great voice.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Fred Gwynn from fucking Pet Sematary or Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Or, you know, someone, let me tell you the tale.
Yeah.
You know, so that you're just sort of, you're like sitting there going like, okay, Granddad, tell us a story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is its own trick, but like this one didn't quite pull that off.
Yeah, well, because like at the beginning, it almost felt like a stage play, like where we're in the one location. But then when they started showing us other locations, I was like, oh, like, well, I feel like there's some things we should have seen, like they talk about like her going into the cave and all that stuff, but we never really see that. We just see that one shot of her standing.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of like, okay, you're showing us this. I actually really hate it when. I hate it when movies do this badly.
Yeah.
Where they show you something that's kind of mysterious, but the only reason it's mysterious is because they haven't told you yet what it is yet.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
You know, and you're just like, okay, it's someone in a cave. You could have just told me this.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you have that monster.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. You know,
the other thing I'm not sure about, just because I don't know, I do not know how well this movie, because I know this is an American movie.
Yeah,
it's set in Mexico and it's about Mexican culture, but I do not know how accurate it actually is.
I'm not sure either.
Like, I don't know how accurate it is about like how brujas work and how their exorcisms work or whatever. They could have just been making shit up for all I know in this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that caveat warning there, because I would not worry about that if this was an actual movie made in Mexico, set in Mexico.
Yeah, you would assume people knew what they were doing.
But we Americans are so notorious for fucking that shit up. So.
Yeah. Like and it's definitely like a subject where you feel like you want to have a certain amount of authenticity.
Yeah.
Not like the Green Inferno, which is you find yourself going, I don't think that's the real recipe.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'll say this though, the movie, I bought it when I was watching the movie.
Like, yeah.
Like I bought the Brujas magic, and I bought the things they're doing, like the guzzling of the milk and stuff like that, and like the little steps of the exorcism. I bought it all, so the movie sold me on it. I'll give it that, and I did like it because it was very different from the way we normally see these exorcisms take place.
Yeah. You know, it's you get the whole. I don't know how to say it other than you get the whole chicken.
Yeah.
You know.
And I also like that there's a lot of creepy shit that we see. It takes a while to really get going with the creepy shit. Like maybe about halfway through it really starts. Because up until that point, there's a lot of plausible deniability about whether or not anything's even happening or whether or not she's actually possessed or anything.
Yes.
You know, but then later on you start getting like really creepy shit, and I appreciated that. And of course at the end you get that full demon, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
You know? The Old Ways, I thought it was a movie that had some problems, but I dug it. And I think it's especially worth it to get to the end, because it goes in some wild directions.
Yeah.
It's currently available on Netflix, so go check it out on Netflix. And is there an animal that dies in this movie? I think they kill a snake at one point.
I think they kill a snake. They kill a chicken.
They kill a snake and they kill a chicken. All right, so but there is some dead animals in this movie. So be cautious.
I don't remember if there are any like cuddly pet death though.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
like the cute animals.
Yeah.
There's someone in the comments right now that's mad at me because I just implied that a snake is not cute. I get it.
Yeah,
snakes can be cute.
But I'm like, was there cat, dog, or bunny rabbit? You know,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't remember anything like that. I just remember a lot of guzzling of goat milk.
Yep. I think a goat dies.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
my problem is I've seen so many of these movies lately where goats die.
I know. Like, well, one of the other problems
ever since the Vavitch.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. You know, you're like, oh shit, it's goats. You know, goats is gonna happen. You know, if goats happen, it means it's gonna be like some Satan.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
The other thing I'll say, this movie at its core is actually about two sisters. So if you like movies about like two sisters, then check out this movie, because.
Yeah, it's interesting because I definitely have mixed feelings about the movie.
Yeah, I get that.
While I enjoyed it overall, there are definitely some points where I was like,
This could be better.
This could be better.
Yeah.
Like, do we really need to do this?
Yeah, I get that.
You know, there's a lot of like, there are a few scenes that felt like they were more for a story like the Gilmore Girls. You know, even though...
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
What I mean? It's like, you know, the two girls are sharing their feelings and you're like, okay, well, this is cool. But what does this have to do with what's actually going on?
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
You know, like...
I think it makes a little bit more sense where you see where the story ends up.
Yes.
You know, I think it like makes a little more sense in retrospect, but I do agree. Like while you're in the moment, you're just kind of like, oh, do we really need this? Like,
yeah. There was no... wait, are we at spoilers yet?
We're going to be in a second.
Okay, I'll save that bit for the spoilers.
And with that said, let's move on to the spoilers now that we've teased it.
Okay, so the main character, I feel like they could have just told us from the beginning that she was there to commit suicide, and we would have been like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, she goes to this place to commit suicide. Little contrived that we're going out to this cave in the middle of a fucking...
I think that would have been really helpful, especially given how much she wants to live early on in the story.
Yeah.
You know, like with everything they're doing to her, and like, I'm gonna die from this and all that stuff. Like,
yeah.
Waiting to dish out that piece of information kind of feels weird in retrospect.
It does, because like after she's already been struggling to fight for her life, to find out she was trying to commit suicide kind of felt...
Yeah.
Why?
What I do like about that, though, is the whole, like, you have a character that was originally going there to die and then is reborn.
Yeah,
so I like that. I really love that idea because now that we're in the spoiler section, I can talk about this. By the end of the story, she ends up taking the place of the Bruja.
Yeah.
She ends up becoming the new Bruja, performing the new exorcisms and dealing with the new magic for the village. Which is really fucking cool. That's like my favorite part of the movie is that last, like, fucking third of the movie.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like that would have been more impactful if we knew at the very beginning that she basically came here.
Yeah. Like it would have. Like it feels like it. Every time a movie does this sort of thing where it doesn't, it shows you something, but you don't understand its significance, and once you see it enough times, you get sensitive to it. And you're like, just tell us. Like, just tell us. Unless you're gonna actually misdirect us.
Yeah.
Just tell us. It reminds me of the commentary track, and we're going in a weird direction.
Okay.
The commentary track for Finding Nemo.
All right.
Because they were talking about how to dole out the information about, like, you know, the mom getting eaten by the barracuda and all the eggs and all that jazz. If you haven't seen the movie starts out with why Nemo's dad is so, like, fucking freaky overprotective of him.
There's gonna be that one comment that's just like, I haven't seen Finding Nemo. How dare you?
How dare you?
Sorry, man.
It's been it's been like 15 years.
Oh, it's been longer.
Get over it. Yeah, but like in the commentary track, like the I think not Drew Struzan, that's the artist, but the director of Finding Nemo, basically he talks about, I was gonna misdirect and I was gonna show this and what's the significance of that, and then I realized, why don't I just tell everybody?
Yeah. That's
way better, because now you understand why the main character is doing everything he's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Don't start out with something mysterious unless it is so amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be like, you gotta do like some Mission Impossible 4 opening shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, it is 4, right? Where it has that, like, cold open.
Oh, no, that's 3.
Oh, that's 3? Okay.
That's 3.
Okay. But, like, that one's really good because you find yourself going, I have no idea what brings us to this moment.
How did we get there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am fucking hooked. It was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mr. Hoffman.
Yeah. Woo, man, that was a great performance.
Yeah.
But, like, unless you got something like that, unless you got that lightning in a bottle, don't.
Yeah.
Don't, because it has to be lightning in a bottle for it to work.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, and it probably would have worked a lot better to watch her descent, if we had done it like The Ritual, where you're watching someone's emotional descent, and then about 20, 30 minutes into the movie, then the weird shit starts happening.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, and everything turns around. I think that probably would have worked a bit more, although now we're in the world of speculating about a movie that doesn't exist and, you know, all that shit. But I get
what you're saying, though.
Yeah, because I just really wanted to go on a little bit of a rant about, like, don't. The only reason to do that is to misdirect.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you don't have a misdirect, then don't do it.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, because you're just frustrating the audience.
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I actually don't necessarily disagree. I do feel like that part of the movie was really wonky.
Yeah.
The thing I will say though is that like I said earlier, I really love the last third of the movie.
Last third of the movie's good.
Like when they do their possession and the old lady dies doing the exorcism, and then like the sister. But then like, oh shit, the sister's now possessed by the demon because she got scratched by her earlier.
Yeah.
And then like now the main character has to perform the exorcism on her sister, and now the main character takes on the mantle of the fucking Bruja and stuff. Like that part was all great. I just feel like they could have laid the groundwork a little better.
Well,
in the
because they don't tell you the significance of the scratch until that very moment.
Yeah.
And then you're sort of like, oh. Was I supposed to be worried? You know? Oh, I guess I was.
Well, I don't think you were supposed to be worried about that. I think that was supposed to be somewhat of like a twist, where it's like, oh shit, she's possessed. How was she possessed? Oh, remember the scratch earlier? I think that was more the idea.
Ah, okay.
But like that was supposed to be like, oh shit.
Right.
I think that's why I didn't necessarily pay too much attention to the scratch, but we did see it happen.
Yeah, we saw it happen. Yeah,
clearly. You know, I don't think we were supposed to be worried about that. That was supposed to be, oh shit, now the demon's.
No, the demon's in her.
It's supposed to be the moment where the slasher killer gets back up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
What was really cool about that is that after that, you get to see the demon in its full form when she tries to do her exorcism on her sister, and it's one of my favorite monster designs since The Ritual. It was a great monster.
Yeah. You could definitely tell that it's very Aztec based.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
like
and
it feels like a creature
it.
you would find out, but it feels like an evil spirit you would find in like the Amazon jungle.
Which is what I loved about it, because it doesn't look like the normal monster designs you see in a lot of American movies.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't look like a lizard variation,
right?
Or like one of those weird Cloverfield kind of monsters that we get a lot. It felt like a truly unique kind of monster. Like, same reason why I really like the monster in The Ritual. Like,
yes.
You know, like I had not seen anything.
Yeah, we just did something weird.
Real weird and unique and creepy and kind of awesome. And like I said, even with all my problems in the movie, that part of the movie kind of made it all worth it. You know, it's like, all right, well, next time I rewatch this, I can just skip to the last third.
Movies got high points.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely has high points. You know, not a worthless picture by any stretch of the imagination.
Just a picture that could have been better.
You
know, like there are things that could have been improved, especially in the first 2/3.
Yeah. It's a very competent film with some randomly crappy moments. Mm-hmm. But it also has some really good moments. So, you know, pretty good.
Yeah.
I did appreciate that. One thing that was good is that the story did hold together.
It did.
You know, usually
once you know everything that's been going on, like it does hold together.
Yeah. Because usually when you've got a movie that has like things that are keeping it from being great, usually that usually falls on the story itself.
Yeah.
Usually, not this time.
Well, that's another thing. I don't think I've brought this up so far. I probably should have brought it up in the pre-spoiler sections, to be honest. But there's also like a kind of underlying metaphor of possession in this case being about drug addiction.
Which I thought was really ham-fisted.
It didn't necessarily tie into everything that else was going on, especially once the sister gets possessed and like she's not addicted to anything other than maybe the village.
Yeah. So it's sort of like, all right, is the possession like? Well, I felt like it was intended to be a red herring. Yeah. But it didn't red herring enough.
No. I've seen movies that have done that kind of metaphor, like The Monster or like
After Midnight.
After Midnight.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite example.
And I think they all did it better than this did in that particular.
Yeah. Probably After Midnight's probably my favorite of the more recent movies.
That was another great example.
That fucking had like the twist of the monster is real.
That was another great example of a movie that had a really unique monster design that I really dug.
Yeah.
Even though you only get like a small glimpse of it in that one, I still love it.
Yeah, but it's that moment is quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the moment's quality.
So yeah, the Old Ways. It is a Netflix original movie. Go watch it there if you're interested. Just be warned about all the stuff we talked about here that don't quite work.
Yeah, it's an uneven film.
Exactly. And with that said, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Well, you can find me at Counting Jackula on Twitter. You can find me on Twitch at Count_Jackula, where I stream twice a week on Thursdays and Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can also find me on the Instagram at Satanic Jackula. And how about you?
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you would like to help out either of us more directly, then be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way. And with all that said, my fellow Gorehounds, if you made it this far into the vlog, then I want you to put in the comments below, and be sure to comment below, #Bruja. #Bruja, so that I know you watched this vlog all the way through. And, anything, do you have another one?
You didn't, well, how about, I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a little problematic.
Oh, #Bruja?
No. What I was going to say, #BillyWitchDoctor.com.
Billy Witch Doctor. All right, put #Bruja, and if you want to be an asshole, put BillyWitchDoctor.com too.
Yeah, spell it out. Use all the words.
If you
That's how we know you're real dedicated.
That's how we know you're real dedicated. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, this is the last vlog we're recording this week. So peace out, and I'll catch you next week.
BillyWitchDoctor.com, more comfortable with chicken.
A rice
chicken. A rice.
I know that shit's problematic as fuck, but I love that episode.
Oh, no. Yeah.